your harness is completed. Sorry, man, I was supposed to send you your video already yesterday, but let's quickly go through this. Your harness was in really, really good condition. But yeah, there were a couple of connectors that needed to be replaced. So yeah, okay, 6-pin throttle, nothing wrong with that connector. 6-speed, right? EFI water temp sensor, nothing wrong there. We have added in this connector for you. This is for your instrument cluster. So if you look just underneath your EFI water temp sensor, you've got that bolt over there that you can screw out. You can screw in a water temp sensor from a Toyota, and if you need calibration, you can easily do that through resistors. Can't remember what vehicle you're building it into, but yeah. So that's basically how you would calibrate it. Okay. Your actuators for your VVT. Okay, all of that was all good. You can see we've left on this original covering that Toyota puts on, just for the coils and for the injector connectors, because nothing wrong, man. This motor, I think, that you got was very, very low mileage. So yeah, very good shape. None of your injector connectors needed to be replaced. Cam position sensors, all of that there was good. Everything here was good. Coming down here, obviously for your airflow meter, we will supply you with a air intake tube, so don't worry about your one being cut off. Your alternator, everything's been wired in, so on your client plug you've got a charge light coming out there that you'll basically connect straight up to your instrument cluster's charge light. Okay, and then coming around here, you've got your low oil warning, which is actually not going to make any difference to you plugged in or not, because this all ran through CAN bus to the instrument cluster and basically came on with a little orange light instead of a red light for your oil, your oil. You got your O2 sensors, both left and right hand side, so make sure that these are plugged in. Very, very crucial. Okay, your management relies on that for your fuel air ratios. Okay, you got an earth strap on either side, on each cylinder head at the back. Don't forget about these. They need to be connected, and they need to be properly fastened down. It's always also advisable to take an earth strap from each cylinder head to your firewall. I know it sounds kind of weird, but Toyota even do that. There's reasons behind it. We have seen differences. Obviously, this is for your knock sensors and for your crank, or for your starter solenoid. Okay, so that's all plug and play for you. This we haven't plugged in. This is basically for a noise filter for your power supply for your injectors and coils. Okay, so that's basically just to remove noise for your car radio. Okay, this is for your ventilation for your, I see this connector has not been replaced. We will replace that for you, okay, before it gets sent out. Yeah, so that's basically for the ventilation for the fuel tank. And then running down here, exactly the same thing. Nothing was really replaced. There was nothing needed to be replaced. Everything great shape. This is your pre-VVTi cam position sensor. And then it runs down here to your crank position. Okay, this thread through that cavity, and it'll come out over here, and it'll keep this away from your belts. You don't want to have that tangled up in your belts and leave you stranded on the side of the road. This is for your aircon clutch, okay, and then it runs down to your oil pressure switch over there. Okay, so running out of the front left side, you have, this has all been made. I see when you sent it in, you sent it in the original ECU box, okay, or the ECU was in the original ECU box. So we basically set it up so that everything fits according to that. A lot of people don't really get to use those boxes because they sort of an awkward shape, and it doesn't always work in everybody's application. But yeah, if you can get it to fit, great. If not, then yeah, fabricate yourself a box. It's really not difficult to do. This red wire coming out goes straight to your battery positive, so that's the main power supply for the system. Okay, These are two bridge connectors, so leave those, otherwise things are not going to work properly. And then coming out of here is your client plug. So this is very, very straightforward. You've got your fuel ignition start, you've got your rev counter, temperature gauge, oil light, and your charge light. We don't put it on the start stand. You can see the charge light wire is not there, but it's going in on your side. So on your client plug, you'll have a charge light. You'll have an OBD2 connector, and you'll have your throttle wires, okay, with the connector for your throttle pedal. And then everything to your ECU. The ECU has been flashed. I'm actually not sure if it has been flashed, but it has been labeled, so we'll quickly run through the flash process because that doesn't take very long at all. But we will flash this with a power up on the performance, so you'll have probably, I don't know, 10, 13, 14% more. You'll have response throttle, you'll have rev counter or rev limiter up, and then it has definitely been flashed for manual application, so you'll have no error codes as far as the transmission goes. So yeah, let's quickly hit that. So what we'll do here is I've already actually changed the password, so we'll hit this file. Ignition is on. What is going on here? It seems to have... Takes a little bit of time here, but all good. So yeah, we'll let that run through. Don't normally do this on people's videos, but had one guy that asked for me to show the process or whatever. This obviously isn't the complete process. You still need passwords and changing passwords, and obviously also reprogramming the ECU. While that's busy doing that, we basically do that in, so this is one of the hex file codes, you know, for the 3UZ. So we'll run through this and search for the area. You get to learn what's what here when you've done it for long enough, and then remove codes and so on accordingly. So yeah, okay, so she is done. We'll go okay, we'll get out of that, switch off the ignition, switch on the ignition. She may take a little bit of time to crank up to build up fuel pressure. And let's switch her off and start her up again. Smelling very, very, very full of fuel. So the reason for that is I've got no airbox on here. I'll quickly plug all of that on, and yeah, let me quickly plug all that in and I'll shoot you over another video. Okay, got that airbox on, airflow meter's plugged in, everything's all good. So let's quickly go back into this and just quickly clear trouble codes. And that's all done. See, no engine light. want to run it for too long. Because I don't have a radiator or anything like that on here. Yeah, fuse box, you've basically got everything in your fuse box. So you've got your, let me just try and hold everything here with one hand. You got all of your fuses, so these are injectors and coils, your two middle ones, and then you've got your sensors, you got your fuel pump, you got your ignition, you got your throttle by wire, okay, and one more. Anyway, they're all, everything is marked on the bottom of the fuse box lid, okay. So you've got your two main relays. You've got your EFI relay and your main relay. So that's one controlled via your key, the other one's controlled via the ECU. You've got your fuel pump control relays. This is actually controlled via your engine ECU. Your fuel pump is, okay, and then you got your start relay. This, you've basically got an earth in yours because this is a 6-speed. It's a much newer system, and you've got your engine light. You don't have TEI because this is running OBD2. Okay. So yeah, you got any questions or whatever, you just give me a shout. But yeah, this is all smooth sailing. Very, very happy that you got this engine. Well, you know, I can see just from the condition of your engine harness that yeah, I think you got yourself a real good buy there, you know. But yeah, I'll shoot this over to you and you see what you think.